soon as it's up, then I'll give you like 2 seconds to share it. Or you want me to share it on the Facebook page?
No, I'll share it.
Boom, and we are live.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Gamerish Live episode 19.
Hold on, wait. This
What'd
is
you do?
live. Shit can happen. We're gonna start it over. I didn't put record on my end yet. So, all right. Sorry, people. All right, but in 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? This is Gamerish Live episode 19. I am your boy Eric, also known as BG, and today we got a full house of people. So, like usual, we're just going to start this off with, who you are, say hello, what are you wearing, and what are you playing. Hey, let's start off with a new face, a fresh face on the episode. Freddie, why don't you start it off? Well, tell us who you are, what are you wearing, and what are you playing.
All right, so hello everybody. Freddie G. Right now I'm wearing the Lord Thor t-shirt, aka loving the Marvel's Avengers story, and
Thank you.
Thor is probably my favorite character to play with, so I figure I'd show him some love real quick. Yeah, just finished Marvel Avengers. Trying to get towards the end game right now, but right now I'm just kind of that in NBA 2K. These are my two things I'm playing with right now.
All right, cool. Felice, why don't you say hello, and what are you wearing, and what are you playing?
Hey, not wearing a gaming t-shirt, just my tattoos, as usual. Right now, I actually started playing Red Dead Online because someone told me to play it. But that and still the Ghost of Tsushima, I have to finish that. So that's what I'm playing right now.
Real quick, how's Red Dead Online going for you?
At first, I won't lie, I was too tired to play because I was playing with Mike. And there's not that game, but I was playing Fall Guys with Mike, and I played after that. But now it's like it's better. I couldn't figure out what to do at first, but I think I'm getting better.
All right. It'll get easier as you play.
Yeah.
And Dre, what are you wearing? What are you watching? Oh, playing.
Guys, you know me, DK Brawler here. Right now what I'm wearing, I'm actually wearing one of the Gamerish hoodies. You guys can catch this link in
Very nice.
our bio. Links in our description after this video is done. If you guys want to purchase some gear, even this nifty little hat, I know a lot of you seem to like nowadays. What I've been playing, also finished up the Avengers story mode. I'm addicted to that game, even though some people are complaining right now that some parts of it is repetitive, which I could see what parts they're talking about, but it still has enough for us to unlock that you just want to keep going, especially the challenge tree, and you just want to keep unlocking costumes and shit like that. Got my boy Shamiro, shout out, who's probably watching us right now. And this guy went from level 23 yesterday with Hulk when we were playing to coming home tonight, and my motherfucker's 101 power level and level 50. How, Shamiro? How? We have jobs. I don't get it. But yeah, shout out to him. Really helped today when I was 30 levels under on a level, and he just came in with his character and just destroyed everybody for me. So that was a big help. Other than that, trying to finish up Ghost. Got Kingdoms of Amalur downloading right now on Xbox. Episode 3 of Life is Strange. Not Life is Strange. Episode 3 of Tell Me Why. You think of it, think the same thing. And then also, yes, 2K21. I just was playing. Me and my son started our own little franchise. So I'm trying to teach him the game and stuff, play on the same team. He wants to play as LeBron, but, it is what it is. He's young. The kids want to be LeBron. And so, and other than that, Tony Hawk, but I haven't played since launch day because I don't know, man. Back in the days, I felt I was good. When I started this one, I thought the buttons were the same, but then when you go online, people just make you feel bad about yourself. I feel bad.
It's funny you say that because I was watching somebody play online, and he's like falling on his face. I'm like, yo, I remember when I was a kid, like doing these tricks were so easy. So it's funny, like maybe it's not that easy.
It's still the same, but it's just that people just there's people that just have this memory of how to combine all just keep combos coming and coming. Like God forbid you do a combo mini game, someone's gonna finish it in 5 minutes, just gonna combo real quick, mini game's over. But that's all. That's all right now.
So for me, I am currently wearing a Punisher t-shirt. So
that's one I haven't seen.
Yeah. First issue of Warzone. I think it's Warzone. The War Journal, excuse me. And I am currently playing Skyrim for the Nick and the Hit, and I have been, I guess, recording it and then putting it on YouTube, our YouTube channel, our Gamerish Network YouTube channel. And I add some funny commentary, or what I think is funny commentary. All right, so before we get started with any news or questions, I just wanted to say two things. First, we are live, and I just wanted to reiterate that any questions that we ask each other are also directed to you. So feel free to answer anything we may ask or add your opinion into the discussion by commenting in the live chat. And if you're listening to this on Anchor or Spotify, you can comment on our Facebook group, Gamerish Network, or if you're watching after the live show on YouTube, just comment along with liking the video and subscribing to our YouTube channel. So with that said, Who Dat made a comment that he's not watching live. He's going to watch it tomorrow because football is on tonight. So,
oh, snaps.
God,
Holy
yeah, you forgot?
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. Football's on, basketball's on, and tennis. All at the same fucking time.
Man.
And probably a baseball game, too. But, we ain't
yeah,
worried.
they've been gone for a while. They all blew their load at once. The second thing I wanted to say was we got a shout out on Instagram a few days ago from a what's it called? Everything Marvel DCU. And they actually said that if you have you ever heard of an untoxic gaming community? Well, here you go. Follow the network, Gamerish Network. And that's what I wanted to say was that we are an untoxic community. And I think that makes us a bit of an anomaly compared to other gaming communities. And that should definitely, that's our selling point. I think that's one of our selling points is you join our group and you never have to feel like you're going to be ousted or treated like, like a troll or somebody trolling you, because that's not what we do in the Gamerish Network. So yeah, anyway, going on, the first thing I wanted to talk about, speaking of Facebook, is the Gamerish Facebook. We have a Facebook tournament of the best horror movies. And I wanted to see what you guys thought of that, because we're going into the second round, right, Trey?
Yeah, so right now, before we get into who we think's gonna win and stuff, I guess I'll go into our first round so people know, and then what movies were thrown into it and got eliminated.
Awesome.
So I'll just go over that real quick.
Yeah.
So we had in the first round, Insidious versus It. Insidious won by 1 vote because I had to get someone to give a tiebreaker vote this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yep, this morning. Children of the Corn versus Demon Knight. Children of the Corn won.
What?
Evil Dead versus The Fourth Kind. Evil Dead won. I'm mad. I love The Fourth Kind, but The Fourth Kind was about alien fans, not more horror, so makes sense. Hereditary versus Ju-On. I think Ju-On was your pick, right, Naomi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your pick.
I see it.
Hereditary beat that one. Pet Cemetery versus Rec 4. Yeah.
They got destroyed.
Sorry, Lennox. Yeah.
He's the only one who voted for it, I think, right?
Yeah, he's the only one that voted for it. Yeah. So like it lost like 31 to 1 vote, and then Pet Cemetery moved on. Creep Show versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Chainsaw Massacre.
I was pissed about that.
Same.
Alien versus Annabelle. Alien won, of course.
Oh.
A Quiet Place versus Drag Me to Hell. A Quiet Place won. Exorcist versus The Thing. Exorcist won. Shining versus The Ring. The Shining won.
The original, yeah.
The original. Saw versus House of 1,000 Corpses. Saw won. Friday the 13th versus Child's Play, which I thought would be much closer, but Friday the 13th won that one. Jaws versus Itchy the Killer. Of course, Jaws was going to win that. Not a lot of people know about Itchy the Killer. Not a lot of people know that. Paranormal Activity won against Lights Out, and Paranormal Activity won. So,
Yeah.
you want me to say who's facing each other right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So for the second round, we have by a first round bye, Halloween versus Insidious. Also, again, a first round bye is The Conjuring, facing off against A Quiet Place. So right now, Halloween and The Conjuring are in the lead with that. Then we're gonna have Children of the Corn versus Evil Dead, Exorcist versus The Shining. We're wondering how that's
man.
gonna go. That's tomorrow. Yeah, Hereditary versus Pet Cemetery, Saw versus Friday the 13th, Chainsaw Massacre versus Alien, Jaws versus Paranormal Activity. So that's the second round right now.
So, Felice, I know you had a lot to say about this stuff last week.
Yeah.
What do you think of the second round? Like, is there anything in the first round that you would have liked to have seen, win that didn't?
I mean, I know I had an in-depth conversation about The Thing because initially I
Yes.
thought it was a small thing, but then after further conversation, I was like, oh, I remember this movie. That should have made it. I think Rec 4 should have made it also. But
Really?
these yeah. But these
That's
are all
surprising.
movies that people don't know about. You know?
I agree.
Wait, let me ask you a question. So, why Rec 4 and not like the first one?
Well, that's the only one that got nominated.
Yeah, but have you seen it? I have not. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. It was on I believe it was on Amazon Prime.
Mm.
It popped up in my feed because I watched the first two, and then it was like related to some other movie I watched.
Right.
I don't really believe in making I guess movies over and over and over again. Like, when they milk a franchise.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's some nostalgia with it, but I mean, I don't think people really appreciate real horror. I mean, there's a whole gore effect and everything. And most people don't watch the random indie films, I love Japanese and Korean horror, for instance, but most people don't know about those. So it's
Hey, Dre, do you remember who nominated Rec 4?
That was Lennox.
I didn't understand why he just didn't say the first one, because I don't know.
Yeah, because I didn't even know they went to 4.
Yeah.
I only saw part 1 and 2, so I was like, I had no idea there was a 3 and 4.
It went straight to video.
Yeah, it went straight to video. I just thought that was such a weird pick. It's like he didn't know what to say.
I would have chose the first or second one, realistically.
Yeah.
But since it was there, I was like, I gotta pick it. And then no one voted for it, so I was like, I'm just gonna vote for the other guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pet Sematary is more of a classic movie. Like if he had picked the first and the second one, then that would have been.
Yeah.
But all right. So who do you guys think? What movie do you think is gonna win? Freddie, what do you think?
I know you're not in the Facebook group right now.
Oh yeah. But out of all the movies he said, is there anything that struck in your mind that you're like?
I want to say that The Thing should be in the next round. That's the movie where people are still copying off of that movie. The effects itself is groundbreaking even to this day. That's practical effects is the way to go. Not to see CGI stuff.
Yeah.
So I think The Thing should have went to the next round. Hereditary, I think when I watched that movie, I was thinking about it a couple of days afterwards. It's a couple of scenes in there where you're like, what the fuck? And you're just I don't want people. Is this spoiler territory yet, or can we talk about the movie?
Yeah, it's old. It's been around a few years. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's some fucked up shit that happens at the end, right? The last 15 minutes, it's all just what the fuck? So, and I still think about that movie, and I'm still kind of scared of watching it again by myself. So I think that, but it's going against a lot of classics. So you gotta respect the classics. So
it's hard to beat out the classics. So who you think is gonna win though?
Probably Halloween or something like that. Something that's an old Alien, something that's OG classic that just everybody loves. Jaws, something like that. I don't want that, but I think people are it's OG for a reason,
Hey, have any of you guys seen Midsommar?
I haven't seen that.
So Midsommar is the same director of Hereditary. So that was his next movie. He came out after Hereditary. And if you think Hereditary is messed up, I recommend Midsommar. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's a
It's
good
on
movie.
Amazon Prime.
Great.
I think
Yeah.
it's my cue now.
Dre, what do you think is going to win?
I think it's gonna come down to either The Exorcist. Like if I got to pick from the right side, The Exorcist is probably coming out the right. I want Paranormal Activity to win. Because Paranormal Activity was, I know y'all,
It's not going to
I
beat
still remember
Jaws,
when
man.
Dre first told me he watched this. He had like
yo,
a whole
you
story
watch
about it.
the action with Paranormal Activity. Oh my God, man. Paranormal Activity, even though my wife, if she's listening to me right now, you're like, that movie is mad whack. That movie is mad whack. But still, yo, when Paranormal Activity first came out, everyone thought it was real. They put it off as like it was a real movie. It was so real that me and my brother in the movie theater, and I didn't even know it happened, but at the end of the movie, a tear dropped from my eye. Like at the end of that movie, a fucking tear dropped from my eye. I didn't even know my eyes were watering. I was just like, in my head, this happened to somebody? This happened to people? You know, and it was crazy. No, because remember they had to tell people it wasn't real because they were the two characters, Sydney and her boyfriend, were the two most Googled people in the world when that thing people were looking up their obituaries. And then
Yeah, it's just like Blair Witch Project. The same thing happened with Blair Witch Project. People thought that was
like,
real.
they had to come out. I remember they had to come out on one of those talk shows and tell people we're alive. This movie isn't real. You know, I remember it was that serious. They had to come out on a talk show and tell people, listen, we're alive. No one's fucking, possessed. But if I think what's gonna win, I think it's gonna come down to either The Shining or The Exorcist. One of those two are gonna win.
Felice, what do you think?
I think The Conjuring.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, how could
Only
The Conjuring
because
made me feel like Paranormal Activity.
oh my gosh, right?
And that
Oh my
was
gosh.
real.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
There's just this thing about movies like Dre said about Paranormal Activity and movies like Conjuring, because there is some history. Well, I don't know about Paranormal Activity specifically, but there's some history rooted within Conjuring or the Annabelle series that like it's become this huge thing, and like the couple were real. So it's like for me that is more intense, and then they keep making more movies, and I'm just like, more shit happened.
No, they're stretching that shit out because it's making money.
Lorraine Warren,
I'm scared of dolls. That's all I
they
know.
had a documentary on Ed and Lorraine Warren on Travel Channel this past weekend, and I watched it. And they've done thousands of cases. And what was crazy, they actually did the Amityville house, and in the movie they were never mentioned. You know, and they did the Amityville house, and I'm like,
what was it mentioned? What was it mentioned?
That about their visit there, trying to call out the
Well, they
spirits.
did it in the second movie.
Oh, I didn't watch the second one.
Oh man, yo, the second one is like one of the best horror movie sequels. Like the second one's actually really good.
Okay, I gotta watch that. I didn't watch the second one.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they do mention it in the second one. Also, you got to remember Amityville is its own horror franchise, so they can't really talk about it too much without infringing on that, you know. I just wanted to say real quick, you were talking about Paranormal Activity, how people thought it was real. Well, people don't really get possessed, but that's another topic altogether. But in any event, there's
an off-camera conversation. Right?
Yeah. There's an Italian horror movie from 1980 called Cannibal Holocaust, and it's about a filmmaking crew that go into like the Amazon rainforest, and they find like a group of cannibals, and they, you know, spoiler alert, they all die from the cannibals. They all get eaten from the cannibals. And people thought this was a snuff film, that the Italian government put the director on trial, and he had to bring in the cast to prove in a court of law that he did not murder these people, or, you know, that these people were not murdered. So that shit's been going on for years, you know, people thinking that shit's really happening in movies. That if you have a strong stomach, I definitely recommend Cannibal Holocaust. I also wanted to say that The Exorcist and The Thing, like I was torn with that one because I really do love The Thing, but Exorcist is, to me, is a classic movie. But, you know, I still was upset that The Thing got knocked out. But now that Exorcist is going in the second round, I think I'm gonna go vote for who's it going? Oh,
I think it's the Shining.
oh yeah, no, I don't know now. Fuck.
Yeah, I told you it's gonna be the toughest one. I think that's gonna be another one won by one vote, 1 or 2 votes.
Yeah, I tell you though, if Evil Dead beats Children of the Corn and Halloween beats Insidious, that one's gonna be round 3 is gonna be tough too. Yeah, all right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was The Boys. We have season 2. So last week they put out first 3 episodes, and people were pissed because last year or last season they posted everything at once, but now they're doing this week to week shit. But I wanted to ask you guys, have you seen the first 3 episodes, and what do you think? Dre, have you seen them?
Yeah, I watched all 3. I'm loving it so far. It's crazy, man. The shit, especially episode 3. I was like, man, it is right on the wild side. I think I like how they're trying to bring out more of their personal lives. I realize now they're going like into the characters that weren't really focused on last season. Now you're seeing more of them, like the Wonder Woman knockoff. Being her and was it her sister or one of her family members?
No, that's her girlfriend.
Yeah, girlfriend. Oh, okay, your girlfriend inside the hospital and shit like that. And then you get to see some more of the. God, why am I forgetting their names? But the guy dressed in black, you see him doing some missions by himself. Yeah, and I know they're gonna probably change up who he is, but me and you know who he's supposed to look like underneath that mask. But I won't spoil that. But I like how they're getting into all their personal lives. I like when was it's Dutch or Butch is what was his name? Well, the leader,
Butcher, yeah, Butcher, yeah.
Butcher. There we
Billy
go.
Butcher,
Yeah,
yeah.
Butcher. Like I love that the end of like episode 2, where he just comes back like this big asshole back to run the crew. That whole scene had me. I was like, yeah, there we go. I need the asshole around. I can't do it. Hughie and his fucking pissantness right now. So even though he had some shit going on, but I like where it's going. I love the way the other one ended. We know we're gonna probably see a fight between the God, why is everyone's name fucking leaving me? But the fucking fake ass Captain America, Superman, and the girl.
Homelander, Homelander and
Homelander. There we go. And then the girl, and then that fight is gonna be epic. I can't wait to see how that shit goes. Loving the gore. Loving where it's going. I can't wait to see what tomorrow. The first thing I'm doing tomorrow morning is watching the new episode, assuming it comes out while I'm still early up awake in the morning.
Right.
5:30. But
Felice, have you watched the episodes?
Yeah, I have.
What do you think?
Honestly, okay, I love the first season.
Okay.
But this second season, I mean, I love it too. Don't get me wrong. But I was just like so shocked because I was used to Homelander just being the dick the whole first season and him being the person I had to be mad at, or the fish boy, who I refuse to remember his name because he's a dick.
Yep.
But the second season, I'm just like, I don't want to spoil anything because it's only been a week, not even a week, but like there's so much gore, and then the people who were doing the crazy stuff, it's like there's definitely a power play happening, which I think is amazing. Like people who were in charge are probably not going to be in charge anymore. And it's like a parent struggle. And it's like, I don't know, the future's female. But it's like, are we happy about this in this case? I don't know. She's crazy.
To top on that, not to interrupt, like now that you made me think of one of my favorite scenes that had no action in it, but was because I don't know his name in the show, Gustavo from Breaking Bad. Him and Homelander's scene, and when he was trying to tell him about him making decisions without him consulting him. That was a scene right there.
Fargo dude. Not Fargo, the new Far Cry guy.
Yeah, the new Far Cry guy. Yeah.
Two of them inside the room having that discussion.
Yeah,
and he's just like, yeah, you're replaceable to me. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. Like those other people made you feel like something. Like Homelander, that made him. He was caught off guard. He's like, yo, there's a human out there or a regular being who's willing to challenge my authority. That was a powerful scene right there.
I thought he was going to be afraid, but he wasn't.
No. Hey, before we did you, Freddie, I just wanted to say, add on to what Felice said with the futurist female. One of my favorite scenes was when they were on the press junket, and the questions were just like, "What's it like to be a female superhero? You know, who do you think is better as a superhero, boys or girls?" And Stormfront was just like, you know, "What does it matter between a penis and a vag? Like, we're all superheroes, you know, that sort of thing." I really did like that scene because it just proves like how obnoxious it is to just get the same questions and at the same time questions that just point to your gender. So yeah, I did like that. But Freddie, have you watched the episode so far?
Oh, actually, I haven't. I've been
Oh.
caught up with everything else going on right now. I've been.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on.
We should have asked you ahead of time.
I was gonna say is this okay to talk spoilers? But you guys are pretty vague about things, so I get it.
We're not really saying anything.
I actually loved the first season. Yeah, I think that was awesome. I loved that like it was pretty much an evil Superman, and like this is how he would be. You know, he doesn't give a shit. He'll just kill you, and this is like a realistic Superman, which is awesome in my experience. And I kind of like the fish guy though. There's like a redemption arc.
Oh.
He's an asshole. He's a dickhead at the beginning. And like maybe I'm not a fat boy. That's like pushing it because he's a rapist or sexually like.
But to go on top of what he was saying too, like about that whole
but like he's not
badge and thing, but she was having that speech about whether it's a male or female superhero. I think they put that in there too because she's supposed to be a male. You know, in the comics, she's a male. So for people that were jumping out there and like, oh my God, they turned this into a girl. Because if you go on Twitter, and as usual, you go on Twitter, you're gonna see a whole bunch of toxic waste on there. And people talking about why is this a female when a female can't play this character. Where clearly that episode, it was shown that a female could be just as much of an asshole as a man. Yeah. You know.
I was scared.
Yeah. Well, who's talking? Go on.
No, that's it. I was scared for them. That's it.
I just wanted to say that I meant to watch all 3 episodes, but I only watched the first 2. Just because I just forgot about the third one. But I just wanted to quickly tell you my thought about the show. I hate it. And after the 3rd episode, I'm not watching the rest of it. So I'm a comic book fan, as most people know, and I've read The Boys. And it's just they changed this book so much, more than just female to male. I mean, I don't have a problem with her being a female. It's just that Stormfront's a Nazi. And so that's not even brought up at all. I mean, I don't know if they will, but but they've changed. I mean, from my count, they must have changed like 8 or 9 different things. And, you know, change isn't always a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like this stuck-up fanboy who doesn't like change. I was just watching Captain America, the first Captain America. And in the comics, Bucky is Captain America's teenage sidekick, much like Robin. But in the MCU movies, they made him older, and they made it that Bucky and Steve were friends growing up. That was great. That was a great fucking change. And the MCU, just in particular, have a lot of great changes. But The Boys changed so many things. And like, this isn't a spoiler alert because season 1's over, but, you know, Butcher's wife is dead in the comics. And that's what makes him a tragic figure. And I just feel like keeping her alive just kind of takes that away. And this whole idea of, at the end of season 1, Butcher getting, you know how in season 2 they were all on the run. In the comics, Butcher never would have put himself in a situation where he would have gotten, where someone else would have gotten the upper hand. I just feel like the characters are different, the situations are different, and they change so much that it's just not, for me, not recognizable. And I think I'm done after the 3rd episode. But yeah, that's just my take. Dre, you ever read the books, but you read about the characters, right?
Yeah, that's how I know about everything. Like I just went straight Wikipedia on first season when this thing came out, and I was just like, man, I gotta know about this, and I need to buy them because it's just like Umbrella Academy. As soon as that came out, I bought all the comics. When all those comic book shows came, like Walking Dead, when that came on TV, you know, I bought all the fucking comics for Walking Dead and everything, and so I gotta buy all of these too. But I did some deep Wikipedia reading when it came to the boys, and yeah, I know exactly what you talk about when they switch up so much. You
A
know, they switch
lot.
up
I mean,
so much.
yeah, my biggest problem is Seth Rogen and his friend Evan Goldberg made this show, and they also did Preacher, and they fucked with that too. So
Can't
I
even
think
watch the final season of Preacher.
I think they're my new J.J. Abrams. They just keep dicking around with my childhood, and they're fucking around with it, and they need to stop because it's just. I mean, I understand you change. Like I said, MCU change things all the time, but for the most part, they change it for the better. I understand changing things for. The book is also a lot more. I mean, you guys think it's gory. The book is a way more, high on the gore and just like debauchery, a lot of debauchery. And that's one of the things I wanted to say about the Deep. That was actually one of my things. I don't give a fuck about the Deep. His storyline annoys the fuck out of me because it's just like, no, I mean, redeeming is one thing, but he's a piece of shit. Anyway.
I mean, who isn't on that show?
Yeah, who isn't? But we're not supposed to feel bad. Like Maeve hasn't done anything. If anything, she's like forced to do some of the bad things that she's done. And even in the comic, she just like medicates herself with drugs and alcohol, mostly alcohol. And you feel bad for her because like Starlight or whatever the fuck her name is, I keep forgetting. Maeve is supposed to be her like in the future if she continues to let everything, force her to be who they want her to be. But it's just, I don't know. It's just not, it's not the comic. And, whatever, it is what it is. But I could go on for like hours about it. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was Dune released the first movie trailer, the first full trailer. And I think most people would probably be surprised that a lot of people were waiting for this and looking forward to this. I should look up the numbers for the trailer, but it probably got a lot of views. Any of you guys interested in this, or did it look good to you? Dre, what about you?
I'll say it looked good to me. I'll watch it. I never understood the hype around on Dune. I just recently found out it was a book because I'm just like, this has to have been a book that people care so much about it,
Dude,
because
hell
I'm just like, every time it popped up and I'm just like, should I share this on our Facebook page? Because I'm just like, I have no idea about this, so, but I'm like, but it seems like people actually care. So that's the reason I shared, but it was a good looking trailer. If they could get me in that Lord of the Rings mindset when I'm watching it with those battles that I saw, then I'm all for it, but right now I can't be as hyped as other people because I have no clue about this franchise. I have no idea what's going on. All I know is my wife saw Jason Momoa and she wants to fucking watch him. So we'll be watching that movie.
Freddie, what do you think?
I think that I saw the trailer and like the costume design is like the way they wear the armor, the look of it, the look of like just like how they walk and move. It looks really good to me. I like the actors so far. Like Dre was saying, there's notable the guy from Star Wars, Poe. I forgot. I don't know his real name.
Oscar Isaac. Yeah,
he's in it with his beard. He looks really cool in it. I think that so far the CGI doesn't look bad at the end with the sand. I think that looks pretty epic. Like Dre, I've never seen the first one. I know about the history of it, knowing that like it's a big deal in science fiction. So like I'm looking forward to this. Maybe this being the movie to watch and maybe get me into the books and stuff.
Felice, have you heard of the book, or what do you think of the trailer?
I actually have the book on audio.
Oh yeah.
Audible. Dune is an amazing dystopian future. It's epic, and it's been tried. People have tried to remake it so many times, whether it's on the sci-fi show, Sci-Fi Network, or whatever, and they have epically failed. And there is something that I've noticed in the trailers that was similar, which was good, in the old one, which was the color schemes of the tan color shades of the sand, like the neutral colors of everyone's clothing, with like the sharp contrast of the blue eyes with like Zendaya. She's in it, the girl from Spider-Man.
Yep.
So like I saw that. It seems like they're going really kind of closely with some like deviations to the first book of Dune, because Dune is several books that was created by this amazing man that his son unfortunately picked up after and ruined the series. But it's supposed to be an epic story. Whether or not this movie is going to be amazing, I am not sure. But the books are fucking amazing. Yeah.
There's just something in my head said that you knew about the books. I don't know why. Just I had this feeling that you had either read it or knew it. I recently read it last year, towards the end of the year, in like November, and I had always been a fan of the original movie, but the original movie was kind of infamous for being bad or not so great, and also, like you said, deviating from the novel. And it became a cult movie just because of how, I mean, even the director has disavowed it or said that he didn't like it or care for it, wasn't happy making it. But then I read the book, and I now no longer like the original movie because the book is so much better. Yeah, it's so much better. It's so, Dre, I really think you would like it because, like, when I read it and did my review for it, I said it was similar to Lord of the Rings because of how epic it is and immersive it is. And I mean, every character has a history, and you really get to know a lot about that history. And there, I mean, after reading the book, I realized that George Lucas stole a lot of his ideas from this to make Star Wars. But yeah, I mean, it's such a great fucking. I really think you would like it, Dre, if you read it.
I'll download the audio book.
Yeah, I do Audible because reading is too long.
yeah, it is too long. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait for this fucking movie. I mean, people have been anticipating just seeing the fucking trailer for like a good part of the year. And I did want to say that the movie was supposed to come out in December of this year, and it's going to be 2 movies. So it's going to be split up into 2 movies because Dune is a huge fucking book, and there's a lot going on. So. Yeah, that's it. I'm looking forward to that. So that's all for me. So, Dre, you want to take it over with the gaming news?
Yo, guys. So, I guess I'll start off with what happened today. Me and Freddie did a quick take. We're gonna have this new segment called Quick Takes on YouTube, exclusive to YouTube. So, if you guys want to see those videos, please like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Where we'll start giving you guys like quick 10, 15, 20-minute rundowns of something special that might have happened in the gaming world or entertainment world during the day. And we just have a quick opinion that we can't wait for the regular podcast to say. So you guys should look out for that. It's going to be exclusive to YouTube, but Fred's about to upload that video after we're done here. So you guys are going to have this for those who are not watching right now. And we'll have that quick take that we took on it earlier. But I still want to get into it because I don't know what Ease and E didn't get to watch the movie Saw Forward. So Felice Cat, we'll get you. Well, what was your favorite part of it? What did you take from it?
My favorite part is the Phoenix part. I love the way it looked, that game. It used to be called Gods and Monsters, obviously, but it was just beautiful. It reminded me of like I guess my friend I was talking to about it said Breath of the Wild meets like God of War. It's just
God of War?
Well, God of War only because of the mythology part.
The Greek.
Yeah, the mythology part, not because of the gameplay.
I like that.
No, but the mythology part. But yeah, just the fact that it looks like a Fable or a Breath of the Wild. It's beautiful, and I mean, I'm glad that they have so many customizations with the character. You can make it your own person. So I mean, I love that, and it's beautiful, and I can't wait for it. I'm excited.
It does look good, and like I say, all I saw was Fable, and Kingdoms of Amalur. I was like,
oh
man,
yeah,
both of those games put together, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game.
I was gonna say that I got like Darksider vibes from it, kind of like of like kind of the open world, kind of Zelda-ish RPG, kind of like Greek mythology. I feel like you're gonna have to use like special guard powers to fly to a certain area that you can't, like kind of like a Metro-esque kind of game too. Like they mentioned being able to pick up different powers throughout the game. So I'm sure like it's open world, and they did mention you can start anywhere, kind of like Crackdown, where you could like go all the way over there and just do what you want to do, not to follow the story. So I think that's pretty cool that they're like an actual open and not just like open.
I think it's gonna be a good game. We'll definitely be playing. I think we'll all be playing it when it comes out. Even E might be playing it. Playing it
RPG.
by then. Was there any other games that stood out to you other than that one? Anything else you liked, were intrigued by? Any news that they brought out there that made
For
you,
me,
yeah,
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs? Okay, well, what was your favorite part of that?
Um, there was this whole part where they're like, hey, you know, whether you want to recruit one person or you want to recruit everyone, it's up to you. Obviously, don't recruit everyone because, and then they made a little video of this old man who was like kind of like low
Right.
mobility. He was like trying to climb out a ladder. He wasn't working out. But like there was like these rare people you can recruit. I thought that was pretty interesting. So it took like Watch Dogs 2, some of the technology parts, but it took it to another level. Because I remember Watch Dogs 2 was all about hacking.
Yeah.
Like you could see in their cell phones and stuff like that. So I feel like this was like the next level of that, but plus more. And it's in London. I love the accents. I love the dude from was it the bossy dude, the DJ guy? I can't remember his name right now. Like that little side quest is gonna
Oh yeah,
happen.
it's like you could play his music video. I
Yeah,
said I
I
actually
love his
want to
voice.
download that song. I was like,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
pretty dope.
He reminds me of Idris Elba because they did this song together. But yeah, so like I just all of that together, it made me want to play it more than the second one. The second one I played a lot, but that one was like, all right, now you could just recruit random strangers. Like it was more creative, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be playing that one. Hopefully, this is the one I finish. I never finished Watch Dogs 1.
Same.
Only because new games kept coming out in that style. Watch Dogs 2, I wasn't motivated to finish that game. I had no motivation to
I was
finish.
playing GTA 5 when that came out.
But this one, I'm hoping that I get even with the huge androids and shit that I don't want to see people riding on.
Oh
But
God.
even with that, but I'll still deal with it. It might help me playing on easy mode, right? So,
Hey,
but
Jay doesn't think that's realistic.
it's
to
okay.
to
I
do
got
that.
over that now. It's just in that world, like it's like I don't know, man. Like if I was to see us riding droids in Grand Theft Auto, I'd be like, that's not realistic because we're not used to that in Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
So it's like in Watch Dogs 1 and 2, those type of things weren't around. The droids were just little. We used them to scout places and things like that. So for us to be riding on top of us, you're threading on Saints Row territory because Saints Row 1 and 2 are real life like Grand Theft Auto, real stories and stuff. Then when Saints Row 3 came out, they're just like, you know what? Fuck trying to beat Grand Theft Auto. Let's go beyond that shit. Let's fucking have people fighting with dildos. Let's run around in bear costumes. Let's make Johnny Gat come back from the dead and out of nowhere with no explanation other than he came back from the dead, because we have this technology in the game. And then you know what? The next one, let's Johnny Gat go to hell. Where he came back from, let him fight in hell. No, you guys fell off so far from where
Really
Saints Row. And if people don't know, go back to Saints Row on the original Xbox. You want to go on that, where you have to take over territories, where it was a real story. We had our Morpheus in the game. Like it was like, man.
It was a Grand Theft Auto ripoff. They're just
I think that there's a place for St. Louis story. Like at a certain point, like it's a video game. Let's have fun. Let's hit people with dildos. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. If you want to play serious, then play Grand Theft Auto. But sometimes you just want to jump up, do some dumb shit.
Away from what it was. Imagine if we came out with a Zelda that didn't have dungeons. You're outside the whole time. What are people gonna say? Imagine a Mario game where there's no Peach or Bowser involved. What are people gonna say? Like imagine a Star Fox where he doesn't have any of his allies with him. And what are we gonna say? This is not, you're deviating from what we're used to. So that's all I'm saying. Like I did play Saints Row 3. I actually beat Saints Row 3 I never beat Get Out of Hell because I wasn't going that far into it, but I played it, but I just felt like they just deviated a little too far. So Watch Dogs, I'm gonna play it. I just hope it doesn't go too far off the edge, from going from a thing where you're controlling technology. And of course, that Aiden Pierce thing is going to be the DLC with him. We brought up how I'm excited that they're bringing him back.
Yeah.
We'll see how
Yeah.
how that goes. But I heard they're gonna have a season pass, so we'll see if the money they didn't give us a price, but we'll see if it's gonna be worth whatever they're gonna give us. But Freddie, you guys said anything you wanted to add?
About Watchdog,
Yeah,
I don't know. I like Watchdog too. I like the main character in that game. I felt like the first one, Aiden, he didn't have much of a personality,
he
and
did.
in Watchdog 2, he had maybe too much personality. He had his own style, his own swag. And like I liked that character. And then they're going to 3 where like you could be anybody. And like, yeah, you could be the old man falling and stumbling down the block. I just feel like my concern is like feeling connected to the character. Like in a lot of the gameplay, they have masks on. Like it's like they don't like you could just be anybody. If you could be anybody, then are you anybody? At the same time, is it really like is it? I feel like it's gonna lose a little bit of that like story when like you can't. I don't know.
When you're switching up, you don't have that. Imagine if we're playing Ghost of Tsushima, all that crazy shit happens. Then they're like, you know what? Hey, you're not playing
As Jin anymore.
as
You're
the
playing as
Jin
somebody.
anymore. Like you're about to
Yeah.
switch you up, or how we felt when we were switched to Raiden when playing Metal Gear Solid 2,
Oh,
or
forget it.
Yeah, I was just saying
Hated
like I
that.
feel like it's a story, but there's no main character.
So we'll see how it
Yeah,
all
I
plays
understand
out.
that.
They're probably hiding something from us, a key detail to all that for all we know, because we still got time. It's close, but hey, who knows?
Yo,
But
real quick, I just want to say that, fucking Saints Row was a Grand Theft Auto ripoff, and then they realized
it
that
was.
and decided they were going to go in a different direction. Hey, I'm looking at this Mortals Phoenix Rising, and yeah, I agree. It looks a lot like Breath of the Wild, and I could definitely see the God of War comparison because it does kind of look like it's going to be hack and slash, and also like Freddie said, the Greek mythology. They're doing a remake of Sands of Time.
Yeah. Sands. I didn't even bring that up. Yeah, we're getting a remake of Sands of Time.
I think
Which,
I mentioned that a while ago.
yeah,
I
it
said,
got leaked this morning.
I think I said I wanted to see a Sands of Time remake because I always wanted to play that game but never did.
Yeah, I was saying that in our quick take. I brought that up. I never played Sands of Time, and I said maybe with some next gen touch to it, it might give me the little push I need to finally play it.
It looks good. I don't know what you guys thought, but I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's still in alpha phase, so we'll
One
see.
thing that he kept saying is that like it's not as much as a remake, it's an enhancement. So like they're not
Yeah,
just
well,
like a graphic remix. They're
right.
just like they're really gonna make everything just feel better, more modern. So like
Yeah.
that's a good thing at least. They're not just like better graphics. Here you go. It's like better graphics, better controlling, better. I think even cutscenes. They're gonna redo the cutscenes and stuff. So it's gonna be a really good remake.
Yeah. Other than that, we got some news about a new Zelda game, Legend of Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. I'm like, if this has nothing to do with the original Zelda story, why play this? I didn't feel like playing it. It's not. I play Dynasty Warriors. I don't play Hyrule Warriors. But this one is 100 years before Breath of the Wild. And I think they had to make that clear. And they had to make that clear because they were supposed to give us Breath of the Wild 2 this year, but now they need more time. We all knew you wasn't giving us Breath of the Wild 2 this year the moment that shit came out of your mouth. We all knew that shit was happening. But how do you guys feel? Like, are you guys willing to play this one? So you go, I'm gonna play because I want to see this history now before I play Breath of the Wild 2 and restart Breath of the Wild 1 when I'm 45 years old or something. But what, Fred, what do you think when they made this announcement, man?
I think more Zelda's more good news. I think that we can't get enough of it. I take Zelda over Mario any day, so I take a new Zelda. I'm tired of Mario games.
Wow.
I like Zelda. I hope. I remember the last podcast you mentioned like remakes and stuff, and that's not to segue. We go back to what you were talking about. But what was Zelda Four Swords, the co-op game on GBA?
Yeah.
Can we get that again? This is like 4 switches, local co-op. It was just get some co-op Zelda.
They didn't announce Four Swords is coming back. I think
Did they?
announced Four Swords. Yeah, I think it's announced.
Okay, then I'm all in.
Yeah, Four Swords is supposed to be coming back, if I remember correctly. I could have sworn I saw the Four Swords in a. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, they didn't announce that because I'm thinking of E3. I just did the E3 2011 retrospect, and that's when Four Swords was announced.
Okay, sorry, you just took my hope and you just crushed it. Okay,
mix that in. But Felice, what do you think? Are you excited for this?
For me, no. I mean, I don't really like Hyrule Warriors. That's just my personal opinion. It just seems like another Dynasty Warriors with like costume changes. And I don't like Dynasty Warriors. I mean, I'm sorry if anyone likes it that watched this. I hate Dynasty Warriors with a passion. I play all of them though, FYI. I will play each and every one of them because I need to do it. But I get bored of it very easily. It's like, I don't want to keep pressing the button and destroying my controllers. That's all I'm doing. I'm pressing buttons and I'm destroying my controllers. It hurts my heart. I can't play it. So.
Okay, I hear you.
Except for the amiibo part. I take my amiibos and I put it on the thing. I have plenty. But beyond that, I will not play it.
What about you, E? How you saw? What you thought first off about us getting this and them not giving us Breath of the Wild?
Well, I'm annoyed they're not giving us, but I mean, don't give us table scraps. We want the fucking T-bone steak, you know? We don't want your fucking table scraps. So, nah, I don't care. All right. Yo, wait, was there anything they announced that, like, I should, like, look at right now? Like, just look it up real quick? Was there anything really exciting that I should look up?
Not exciting, but the Riders Republic is kind of like Dre said. That was like it was a really long trailer, but it's pretty much like Far Guys meet SSX in a sense, where it's just like a whole bunch of people are snowboarding, skiing, flying, just having a good time.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty chill game just to like play with our community. Just like all of us just like get into one server.
The next Fall Guys for all we know.
Yeah. All right.
But you hate Fall Guys too.
Yeah, I do. But this looks better. This looks better though.
Yeah.
As long as it does. But other than that, we got that Xbox news this week. Xbox Series X was leaked. And then so the Microsoft's like, fuck it, man. These people keep leaking everything. They keep seeing shit on Amazon. They keep seeing shit on Best Buy. Why are we gonna keep pretending like this shit doesn't exist? So they went and showed us all these differences between the S and the Series X. I'm not gonna get all into that. You guys see it on the Facebook page. You guys can Google it, all that shit, all the differences. You guys probably read it on a whole bunch of shit already, all the differences. All we know is that Series S is gonna be $299, digital only, 4K upscaling, not the native like the Series X will be. But a lot of people don't care. A lot of people don't even have 4K TVs. And this is great to know that you're gonna get a next gen console for cheaper than what you got your last gen console for. This is what a lot of people were clamming for, in my opinion, because you were just like, Xbox is gonna come out and Sony's just gonna undercut their price. You think Sony's selling a PS4 for $250? I don't think so. Because Microsoft does not care that we are buying their console. They care about Game Pass Ultimate now. Microsoft is looking to be the Netflix of video games now, not the next best-selling system like all you Sony ponies want to believe.
Hey, Bobo, we're not toxic, okay?
No, I love Sony.
I'm a Sony pony.
I know you're a Sony pony, but I'm just saying, like, there's people like you who will see the other side. Then they have people
both systems. I got all systems.
All right, is that so you can see the other side? But then there's people who don't even care to give Microsoft any credit for what they're doing right now. They just saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm here arguing with people on different gaming groups because I'm just like, are you mad right now because that Microsoft is giving this stuff away for basically free? Because if you think PlayStation is selling a system for $250, you're fucking out of your mind. Like Sony is fucking going crazy right now. Like shit, $299 for their digital console. We were gonna go $400, and probably sell their regular system for $500. So
It's
they're
Sony.
probably like, Microsoft could take the loss because whether you people like it or not, all of you own Microsoft products in your home. You're watching us probably on a Microsoft product right
Windows
now,
10,
whether you
yeah.
like it or not. Okay. So yeah. So what did you felt, E, when you saw the reveal of this stuff and the price points? What was your initial thoughts?
Wait, how much is the price point? I don't know what's
So
going on. Where am I?
$299 for the Xbox Series S and the Series X 500.
Oof. How much is the S?
The S is $299.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. How much is the PS5? Like $2,000? How much is it? You need to like put a loan out.
The gold one, yeah, the gold one is like 12 grand, I believe.
10K.
You need to put a loan out. Like yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't even know if I'm getting either of these things because I'm poor, so I can't afford anything. So
We're all poor.
Yeah.
Game Pass is all you need to play next gen. You don't need the console. You just need your computer. You just need your phone.
Hey, that'd be great.
They have. This is one thing you haven't touched on, but they have a program. I was reading about it. Where
Yes.
it's $35 a month, and you get the new Xbox S and the Xbox Game Pass included. So you get a new system and the Game Pass for $35 a month.
Yep. And if you want the cheaper one, it's $24 a month. If you want the $299 one, $24 a month with Game Pass. So, and even GameStop is going into a payment plan, even though there'll be some fine print within all of that. I'm pretty sure, like you mentioned on Facebook, Felice.
Yes,
But
he is working there. I know it all.
I'm excited about this. I'm still buying the $500 one because I want. If I'm gonna buy this, I got to go full power. Yeah, I'm excited they're doing this because now it knocks down what Sony did to Microsoft all those years ago when Microsoft announced their $300 system, and then Sony's like, oh, we're gonna give you guys this. No, they minus $400, and then they said we're gonna come out for like $350, and just did a $50 price cut. There's no way Sony is coming out with a $250 console.
So, what do you predict Sony's prices for the one with the disk drive and the one without the disk drive?
With the disk drive, I think they'll match the Xbox Series X at 500. Without it, they're gonna have to. I think they're gonna do 400 because they can't.
You think $100 difference?
Yeah, I just think $100 difference because they can't afford to cover. Remember when we worked at Sony and I worked for PlayStation, and in those meetings, what people need to understand is that Sony is split up into factions, and we don't help each other out. PlayStation is on their own. Sony movies are on their own. Sony music is on their own, and we all have our own budgets. We couldn't even in PlayStation get good discounts on TVs because we were part of PlayStation. Fuck PlayStation people. Sony TV people couldn't come to us and be like, can we get a discount on PlayStation? Fuck out of here. Nah, y'all want to give us only 5% off on TVs? We ain't giving you no discounts on a goddamn PlayStation. So it's a war going on in Sony. As much as y'all like to think that this is one big happy family, It isn't. Take it from someone who's been there. Okay, there's not one big happy family. So Sony can't afford to cut losses when it comes to their console, And but what about you, Freddie, man? What you thought when you saw the announcement?
I'm more of an Xbox head. I love the Xbox 360. That was like my dream console. And it was tough going. But right now, honestly, this generation on PS4. So I'm with for Xbox to PS4 and the Xbox S. I'm still gonna get the Series X just because I want the top of the line graphics. If I'm gonna pay for a next gen, console, I want next gen specs. And the S is for the people who bought an Xbox S, and I think that's great at $299. You can't beat that. I think that's consumer friendly. Plus, we're in a pandemic, so like a lot of people, just money is it's not there right now. Christmas is coming around. This is something that
That's perfect. They
somebody
made a
could
perfect
buy
marketing
for their
plan.
kids at $2.99. It's pricey, but it's not $500. It's not $550 with tax. It's not $600 with a game or $650 with another controller. So like $2.99 is, I think, perfect. I think that that's they're selling it at $2.99.
Yep. So that's good. Last on this list is just a simple prediction. When do you guys think Sony is gonna decide to drop a price on us? You see it coming in a week or two, or they said they were gonna have an event coming. They said to set expectations. They said do not expect to see any pricing at this upcoming event. So if these consoles there's a rumor saying that Sony's releasing on November 19th because of some game that got leaked and it said will be on PS5 on the 16th, I believe. And so they're like, if it doesn't release on the 16th, then it has to release probably on the 19th because they assume it's going to release on a Tuesday or Friday where we usually get our games and stuff. So when do you guys think we're going to get a price point? Or do you guys think Sony is actually going to try and cut that much of a loss to just undermine the Series S? I'll start with you, Felice. What do you think?
I feel like right now they're trying to play cool and collective because I mean, obviously, so many things have just happened. Uh, a lot of games coming out right now are mentioning themselves being that are coming up soon. Are mentioning themselves being Xbox One or Xbox X Series X exclusive. So I feel like they're just like waiting because they had already announced that they were gonna like release their system later on. Remember? But I feel like they're gonna like wait until like right before the Xbox Series X comes out, and then they're gonna like release their price point. They're gonna like do some crazy thing, like some big showcase or something right before. I feel like.
I think that'll be bad though because
I know it's bad, but they're about
Christmas is the next
bam.
month. People ain't gonna start saving for no console in 1 month.
But listen, it's not even about saving. People don't have money as it is now. Realistically, regardless of the fact that the country is opening it up for restaurants and stuff like that, people are still on unemployment. People are probably saving partial of their checks or not saving. They're going to spend their next checks when it comes out on the systems, realistically, regardless whether there's a payment plan or not. So whether they show you this or that, it doesn't matter. They're going to like literally do that.
The kids can't save. The kids need their parents to know ahead of time, to get this stuff.
I'm sure they're talking about it already. I mean, they're kids, and I'm sure the parents want it too. At least
not
I was a parent.
Everybody can't have me as a dad,
Yeah.
I mean,
What about you, Fred? What do you think?
I think price point. I think that $4.99 for the one with the disc, $4.49. I don't think $100. I think they can't afford $100 difference.
$49?
Yeah, I think without the disc. And I think they're gonna do one of those like shadow drops where when they do that presentation with no prices. Xbox put them in a corner where like everybody's just waiting on PlayStation now, and I think PlayStation's so used to being ahead of everything that, like you said, I think they're gonna try to play catch up. But I think that like they need to do something now, or because right now all we're talking about is Xbox, And when was the last time we talked about Xbox before PlayStation?
Yeah, right. Yep.
When Xbox still had Call of Duty.
2010 to 2013.
Yeah, 360 days. Yeah.
Yeah, 360 days. But yeah. What about you? Well, E, did I ask you already or no?
No, you didn't. I'd like to pretend you did, but no, you didn't. I have no fucking. I just saw this article that there was a rumor. There was a rumor that they were gonna probably announce it yesterday, but that didn't happen. So I wonder if it's gonna. But then we got the Xbox news instead. So I wonder if it's gonna happen soon. Yo, I mean, it would make sense for them to drop some of those numbers because, like Felice said, like we're not doing well, our economy as a country. But I don't know, man. Companies want to make more and more and more and more, and it doesn't matter what you're going through, But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, within the month, probably before November. I'd say probably within the next month.
I think that'd be too late. I think if they do it in November, when the
before November.
Oh, before November. Okay,
yeah. Like in October.
That was a
It
good
has
month.
to come in October, no matter what. Has to come in October.
yeah.
You know, no matter what. All right. So enough of that. Last but not least, so we got our question of the week weekly. Last week we forgot to do question of the week, so we're using our question that we had from 2 weeks ago. Those who gave answers, and the question was, what is the most frustrated you have been in a video game? So we had our friend Eric. He's Eric Castier, not the Eric that we're here with right now. He says any Souls game, really.
Yes.
Which is the truth. I fucking hate those things to death.
Oh yes.
Dana said, just in general, she's been most frustrated while doing boss fights and you die. And when it starts over, there's a long ass cutscene you can't skip. That just makes it so much worse. It's also true. Then Eric said again, also his first playthrough of Zelda, making his way up Zora Mountain, and all those fucking lizards have shock arrows. I remember that. Yes, that was annoying too. Mike, who couldn't make it with us tonight, he also commented on it. He got his most frustrated when he was younger and playing fighting games like Mortal Kombat 1, when you had to fight 2 people per round, or in Street Fighter, getting caught in a corner, my older brother pounding me with Honda's slaps for Chun-Li's kicks. So that was him. Then Charlie Bedford says, I was one off from a nuke on terminal, and I got randomly killed by a noob tube from Burger Town. Sounds like a Charlie Bedford comment. Thanks Charlie for that one. So I'll leave it to Felice. What was the most frustrated you've ever been in a video game?
There's so many, but maybe. I mean, I kind of agree with the person that said the what do you call it?
The Souls.
Yeah, I actually have purchased. Don't ask me why. On every console, and I've traded in. Got no money for it, obviously. Every single Dead Souls that has come out, and Bloodborne, but Bloodborne I've gotten the furthest in. And it has made me so frustrated because I don't understand why I'm not good at it when I'm good at everything else. Yeah.
What about you, E? What's your most frustrated you've been?
Yeah, I was trying to think of this because, like Felice said, there's so many. I think when I was younger, I got more frustrated with games. I was thinking of like Battletoads, the original Battletoads. It's considered the most difficult, one of the most difficult Nintendo games, and that just I remember just pissed me off so much. Even at such a young age. But I mean, that's the first thing that came to mind. But there's so many. I don't think I get as frustrated now.
Now nothing like that because my 5-year-olds play Battletoads now, and
I was curious about that. Yeah, I was curious about that.
Very easy. I meant to stream it showing like 5-year-olds playing Battletoads because it's so easy, and I'm like, damn man, it makes me look real good how I raised you kids. Us being able to get through.
It's their brain. It's their neural pathways, though. Realistically, like kids when they play games nowadays versus when we play games, like they've seen so much more, so it's easier for them to play and beat the game versus what we did when we were children.
Yeah, but also Nintendo games were hard as fuck. So
Nintendo games definitely hard as hell. What about you, Fred? What was your most frustrating experience?
I mean, like you said, there was a few that on the list you already touched. I play a lot of Warzone, so it's like that random grenade that just comes out of nowhere, or that random noob tube that just comes out. Like you're doing good, and then you just get blown up, and you're like, "What the hell?" And there was just my brother. He's really good at fighting games, so he would just kick my ass, and I'm just like in a corner in the screen, and I just can't touch the ground because he's just doing all these infinite combos on me that I can't even do anything back to them. That I just quit. I was like, I can't play this game anymore with you. So I was just like, I don't play fighting games anymore. He literally made me not play fighting games anymore because he just kicks my ass so hard that I just like, fuck this shit.
I guess mine, the first thing that came to me, I'll go back to my earlier, like we said, Super Nintendo games were the hardest. Lion King for me as a kid. Fucking yes. Lion King, man. When there was that one level I believe we had to keep hopping on the damn trees and swinging. And like it'll be that part when you would fall, and I'm just like, oh my god, to do that so many times. And when you had to start over, if you didn't reach the checkpoint, you had to start over from the beginning of the fucking level. I was like, oh my god. But the day I beat Lion King, I felt like I was the ultimate gamer. Like I was like, yo, I beat Lion
Yeah.
King. I fucking beat Lion King. But that was other than Souls games and Bloodborne. Fuck all those games. Fuck you, Sekiro. Fuck a Bloodborne. Fuck a Demon Souls. Oh, fuck all that shit. But Lion King, fuck you first. So that's all I gotta say about that. Last week I guess me and Felice closed out the show. Fred, since you the new guy, man, you how we usually close out the show, we got a quote you might want to give or something you might want to promote, and then before we sign off.
Well, I could say that maybe keep an eye on our quick hits, our impression videos. We're gonna try to upload more often, just to give everybody a little bit more something to chew on in between each podcast. I think that the quick hits isn't just my show; it's a collection of all of us. So you see Felice sometimes, you see Eric, you see Dre sometimes, just their impressions on whatever topic they want to talk about. It's not just game; it's game-ish. So just keep an eye on YouTube. Keep an eye on just updated content coming up, and just subscribe and like and share.
Please, we appreciate every like. You got a quote? You got any quote?
Right now I'm a Mets fan, so let's go Mets.
So yes, I agree. Let's go back. So, guys, thanks for
Yankees.
watching, tuning in. Until next week, guys. Peace out. And